is blessed with an abundance of history and natural beauty. And the fact is, it often takes a lot of money to preserve those two things. That is certainly the case on Seguin Island, where a nonprofit group, the Friends of Seguin Island Light Station, is facing some major preservation challenges. We talked about the challenges with two members of the organization's board to get a better idea of what needs to be done on the island and why it's not easy to do. Seguin Island sits about 2.5 miles off of Georgetown, near the mouth of the Kennebec River. Even in a state with no shortage of islands, this is, for many people, a special one. In large part because of the lighthouse that President George Washington approved the construction of in 1793. You've been by that light station many a time. What goes through your head when you sail by there?
Just the history of it. It's just a fantastic place. It's the highest lighthouse in Maine. It's not the tallest, but it's on a high island. But just the history of it is phenomenal.
So one of the things that the organization Friends of Seguin Island Light Station wants to do is improve access to the island. Right now, how do people get out there?
Generally in their own boat. There are a handful or less charter companies that take people out, but it's mostly your own boat. We have 5 moorings you can tie up to, but you also have to bring a dinghy. And the beach is only sand for half the tide.
The island is about 40 acres in size, with hiking trails from one end to the other.
We are entering a tower that was built in 1857.
Visitors can go up in the lighthouse for views that stretch from Monhegan to Mount Washington. The U.S. Coast Guard maintains the foghorn and the light. Everything else on the island is taken care of by the nonprofit Friends of Seguin Island Light Station.
And that's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. You normally spend a typical annual budget just to maintain what you're doing out on the island is a little over $100,000 a year.
Yes, it is.
But you've got some needs that are going to cost a whole lot more, so that's why there's a major fundraising campaign going on right now. What is the goal? How much money do you hope to raise here?
Ultimately, we're looking for $3.5 million. We've got it broken into 3 phases. One is the emergent needs for maintenance, and then we've got longer-term improvements, and then beyond our current 3-year strategic plan.
You obviously want to build a dock so that people can get out there more easily, but where else would that money go? $3.5 million is a lot for an island that doesn't have buildings on it except for what the Coast Guard basically oversees. So what would you do with the money?
So the first thing is don't underestimate what it costs to do work on an island.
That's a good point.
First challenge is getting anything there. So simple things like shingling a roof. How do you get the shingles up on the 180-foot tall place from the cove? We've ended up helicopters flying things, which is very expensive. The tramway that exists there is in desperate need of repair. We could use the tramway once it's repaired, rebuilt, to carry things up onto the top, like 24 windows that need to be put in the keeper's house. Trying to carry those out by helicopter is a lot of money and a lot of effort. And you're not going to carry them up the hiking trail because it's fairly steep.
And again, just to be clear, the Coast Guard maintains the light and the horn, but it doesn't maintain the building.
Correct. We own the buildings and we have to maintain them. So there's a lot to it. You can imagine with the age they were built, there's a lot of deterioration going on, and it's constant maintenance.
Let's kind of look at the negative here, and I don't mean to accentuate the negative, but if you don't have the money to make some of these improvements, then what would happen? What would the consequences be?
We won't be able to get as many people out there. That's one of our long-term goals, is to improve the accessibility of the island. At that point, we'd have to do more active fundraising drives just to do step by step by step.
The light station is on the National Register of Historic Places, which means repairs have to meet certain aesthetic and historical guidelines. The structure is old, it needs work, and those repairs will be expensive. Consider just one feature of the building.
The keeper's house windows have really needed to be replaced for 10 or more years. We're patching and filling and trying to keep it from leaking and being horrible. And if we can't raise the funds and can't make it easy to get those windows up there, we're going to have to start boarding things up and sealing them up so we don't get more leakage in and damage the building structure itself.
When folks go out to the island and then they give you feedback, what do they say about the experience that they've had out on Seguin?
Yeah, most of them are in awe. They couldn't imagine that it is such a massive place. It's majestic, the views are special, and the fact that it was put in place that many years ago usually amazes people.
The Friends of Seguin Island Light Station will be holding its annual fundraiser on July 27th at the Maine Maritime Museum in Bath. For information about that event and the $3.5 million capital campaign and much more about the organization and Seguin Island itself, set sail for the 207 section of our News Center Maine app or website.